Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into the single biggest idea that sits at the heart of all economics. Seriously, it's the question that shapes every business, every government, and even the choices you make when you're just grabbing groceries. Let's jump right in. So, let me ask you something straight up. Just take a second and really think about it. Do you have everything you could possibly want? I mean, everything. A bigger place to live, maybe? More vacations? Better healthcare for your family? You know, whatever you just answered, it actually taps into this massive, fundamental truth about who we are and the world we live in. It gets right to the heart of what enough really means. Because here's the deal. There's really no limit to what people want. We're always looking for more or for something better. Nicer clothes, faster ways to get around, you name it. And even as technology gets crazier, our wants just keep growing right along with it. Basically, they're infinite. Okay, but now let's flip the coin. Think about the stuff we need to make all those things we want. You know, the people to do the work, the machines in the factories, the raw materials we pull from the earth, all of it is finite. There's only so much to go around. So, right there, that's it. That's the central drama of economics. It's this fundamental clash between what we dream of having and what we can actually make with the stuff we've got. Let's just lay it out nice and simple. On one side, you have this absolutely endless ocean of human wants, and on the other side, a very limited, very finite pool of resources to make them happen. This gap, this imbalance, that's the engine that drives pretty much all of economics. And this visual just nails it, doesn't it? You've got this huge, sprawling marketplace of endless desires, and then you've got this handful of tiny, limited resources to try and satisfy it all. It's a powerful way to see the problem. Now, this universal mismatch, it's got a name. Economists have a very specific term for this core challenge, and it is the absolute foundation of their entire field of study. And here it is. The economic problem is simply this. Our unlimited wants are constantly bumping up against our finite resources. That's it. That one little sentence is the bedrock of the entire subject. Kind of wild, right? And you know what this economic problem leads to? A word you've definitely heard before. Scarcity. Scarcity is just what happens when there isn't enough of something to go around for everyone who wants it. And because of the economic problem, scarcity is just a constant fact of life. Okay, so to get really clear on what we mean by limited resources, it actually helps to break things down into two different types of goods.
The vast majority of things are what we call economic goods. I mean, think about your education, the car you drive, the very carpet on your floor. All of them needed resources to be made. The time, labor, and materials that went into them couldn't be used for something else. That's what makes them limited.
But there are a few really rare exceptions, and these are called free goods. Think about the water just flowing in a river or the wind coming off the sea. They just exist. No resources were used up to produce them, so there's no production cost. So here's the crucial point. While free goods are cool, they are absolutely the exception to the rule. Almost every single thing you can think of is an economic good, and that means it's subject to this problem of scarcity. So what's the big takeaway? What does all this mean for us day to day? What is the ultimate consequence of living in a world that's totally defined by scarcity? Let's break it down. So, because our wants just go on forever, but our resources don't, because of this huge gap at the very heart of how our world works, we all have to make choices. That is the bottom line. Scarcity forces us to choose. The fact that we can't have everything means we must decide what matters most. And hey, this isn't just about you. This plays out on every single level of society. You, as a consumer, have a limited budget, so you have to choose what to buy. Businesses have to choose which products to sink their resources into. And yet, entire governments have to decide, do we spend more on healthcare or education or defense? And so we end right back where we started, with a choice. See, the basic economic problem isn't some dusty old theory in a textbook. It's the real, everyday pressure that forces you and me and everyone else to constantly ask that same question. If you can't have it all, what are you going to choose? And that question, right there, is where all of economics begins.